Can a man, once a hardened slave trader, transform into a devout Christian and influential voice against the very trade he once profited from? This is the story of John Newton, a man whose life's journey took him from the depths of inhumanity to the heights of compassion and faith. Born in 1725 in Wapping, London, John Newton's life started with loss. His mother, a devout Christian, passed away when he was just 6 years old. His father, a sea captain, sent him to a boarding school, but young John was soon pulled out to join his father at sea. Thus began a tumultuous period in Newton's life. In the years that followed, he worked on several slave ships, eventually becoming the captain of his own. He reveled in his power, often treating his human cargo with brutal indifference. But then, on one fateful night in March 1748, everything changed. His ship was caught in a violent storm off the coast of Ireland. Newton, fearing for his life, cried out to God for mercy. When the storm subsided, he considered his survival a divine intervention. This experience sparked a spiritual transformation in Newton. He began to study the Bible and other religious texts. He continued in the slave trade for a few more years, but his heart was no longer in it. By 1754 he had left the trade entirely, and by 1755 he was fully devoted to his Christian faith. Newton's transformation didn't stop there. He pursued a life in the clergy, becoming ordained as an Anglican priest in 1764. His sermons, filled with vivid accounts of his past and his redemption, drew large crowds. Yet it was his hymn writing that would etch his name into history. Among his many hymns, Amazing Grace stands out. Written in 1772, it's a poignant reflection of his life's journey. It speaks of once being lost, then found, of being blind, then seeing. It's a testament to the transformative power of faith. Newton's story doesn't end with his spiritual transformation. He also became an influential voice in the abolitionist movement. Having witnessed the horrors of the slave trade firsthand, he was uniquely positioned to speak against it. In 1788, more than 30 years after leaving the slave trade, Newton took a public stand against it. He wrote a forceful pamphlet titled Thoughts Upon the Slave Trade, in which he described in graphic detail the inhumane conditions slaves were subjected to. His accounts were so shocking that they were read aloud in the British Parliament, significantly swaying public opinion against the slave trade. Newton's efforts, along with those of many others, culminated in the Slave Trade Act of 1807, which effectively ended the British slave trade. Though Newton didn't live to see this day, his contributions to the abolitionist cause were undeniable. In summary, John Newton's life is a remarkable story of transformation. From a ruthless slave trader, he became a repentant Christian, a cherished hymn writer, and a potent force against slavery. His life serves as a testament to the power of faith and the possibility of redemption. It's a reminder that no one is beyond the reach of change and that every voice, no matter how stained by the past, can contribute to the chorus of progress.